hello. We are here. We are back as promised with the Lady Melson show. I have so much in store for you guys on today. I have a special guest, two beautiful, talented ladies who I love. I love their voice. I love their spirit. I love their energy. Let's give it up for T and I. I want to tell you a little bit about these two women. Whew. T and I, they have been singing together. You know what? They already in here. We're gonna just get them started. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them before we start. I start this segment. So T and I has been singing together as a group for 26 years. Tanita and Ira Lynn, they are sisters. They are still growing stronger together, and they have so much in store. Their mission has never changed. Is to do the work for the kingdom of God. And that is all they speak about. That is all they mentor about. The singing, the gospel. I'm just truly excited for these two ladies to be on the show. I want to introduce Ira Lynn and Tanita on the show to the Lady Melson show. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for
Yes,
having us.
thank you for having us.
Yes, thank y'all for just taking y'all time out, just showing me some love, showing Lady Melson some love. Thank you, listeners, also for tuning in. I really do appreciate you all. Today we have a topic, y'all, that's really special to me because it hits home. It hits home. It hits home for myself, Lady Melson. Yes, it hits home for me, and it also hits home for my son. Okay. And when I asked Ireland and Tanita to be on the show, I knew these two ladies can bring the gems, they can bring the motivation, they can just speak the words that we all need. Because right now I'm sitting here, couldn't wait for them to be on the show. I cannot wait to get some of that spiritual food that we all need. You know, we have to be real with each other. We all need some type of motivation. It don't matter who it comes from. Okay, so again, we are here. I am excited. The title is, mental health is real. I mean,
Yes, it is.
the struggle with it is real, and I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. How
Okay.
y'all been doing? How y'all been doing? I mean, how the week has been. I mean, I just want to just warm up with you guys first before we get into the subject. I haven't talked to you both in so long. Audience, my listeners, these two ladies are dear friends to me. We've been knowing each other a good little minute, and I've been following them. I even been a lurker. I be watching them. I be watching them. I told y'all on the last show, Lady Melson be watching y'all. I watch a lot of my guests who I asked to come on the show, but I be lifing, so a lot of times y'all may not hear from me, but I'm watching, and I'm just truly excited to celebrate y'all wins. I'm proud of both of you. I'm really proud of both of you all. You guys stayed doing what you love, and that's empowering, motivating. Um, just singing the gospel, bringing the message to us. And I love that you guys stay consistent. 26 years? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's more than counting. Okay, so we're going to
Yeah.
just get to it. We're going to get into the title. Mental health is real. It really is. So
Hmm.
can
Yes,
I
it
ask y'all
is.
a question? I want to ask y'all a few questions.
Okay.
Again, my short-term memory is real. So I got my clipboard. So,
Mine too.
I know we all had our moments.
So I'm gonna read these questions to y'all. So I am reading off a clipboard. So thank you, viewers. Thank y'all for being patient with Lady Nelson. Okay, so the first question, y'all. Okay. How does spirituality influence mental health?
Hmm.
Mm.
Spirituality. Well, I think that your belief in God is first and foremost more so important. But it's also how does spirituality influence your mental health? It it helps and shifts you to be something different, or it shifts your mindset. There's studies that have been done on music and on the belief or being in faith. Studies have shown that it shifts you into a better mindset. So I think that spirituality, faith, believing in something is necessary for humanity. It's necessary for us to be stable minded. That would be my answer to that.
You know, Tanita, what you think about the question I asked? How
Um,
spirituality influence mental health? Listeners, viewers, I need to ask myself this question too. That's a question that we don't ask each other because we can engage in so many different things when we dealing with things. I mean, we don't. Sometimes it's all about what you have in your atmosphere. Like Ireland said, the music we're listening to. It could be a
Yeah.
gospel song, and it really just was at the right time, at the right place when we heard it, and it could and possibly helped us mentally. A song
Yeah.
can
Mhm.
actually help you mentally. I have listened to a couple of y'all songs when I first met you both, and I was like, wow. It was like sometimes the spirit is real. You
Mhm.
just know. So Tanita, what do you think?
I think it has a lot to do with your foundation. What are you rooted and grounded in? And being having a mental issue, or you can always fall back on that foundation. And having a foundation in God is it was amazing for me because you had life be life. And sometimes you may just be in a bind and you just have to go back to that first time you had the encounter with God where you started your foundation in and remember how He started you off and brought you to the point where you are. That's all I would say.
Mhm.
I'm sitting here just like, and she is so right. And it's crazy because I just told my daughter that.
Mm,
Mhm.
I
wow.
just told my daughter we have to remember where we came from. We have
Yes.
to remember where it started. So when we come
Mhm.
against these trying times that we all have, like Tanita just said, will life be life in. And I had to
Mhm.
tell my daughter,
Mhm.
remember, we went through that. Remember when we went through
Mhm.
and look where we
Mhm.
at now. It's okay.
Right.
Mhm.
Hey, we're gonna mess up 50 million times.
Oh
Right.
yes.
50 million times. Y'all know that. We're gonna mess up 50 million times. But we have to
Mhm.
keep going. We have to keep going and just try
That's
to,
right.
find make a way. So another question, guys. Is faith a reliable tool for healing?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say faith, but your faith in what is determining the
Yes.
healing.
So,
It determines on what is your faith in. If your faith is in Buddha, if your faith is in
ooh,
Hinduism, if your what is your faith rooted and grounded in. So I think that has to be determined in order to say whether or not you're going to gain healing. Now, because I'm a believer of Jesus Christ, I know for me that is the only true and wise God, His Father, God the Father, His Son Jesus Christ, and the Holy Ghost. So I believe, because I believe in that, that is my faith base, and that is where I gain my healing. That is my
Mhm.
the place that I go to, that I run to receive restoration. So when I'm praying and when I'm fasting and when I'm attending church as I'm supposed to, if I'm as I'm doing what God's word says I'm supposed to do, fellowshipping with the saints, I'm reading my word, and I'm not just reading my word, I'm studying to show thyself approved, and I'm dissecting that thing and I'm applying it to my life. And as I apply it to my life, when stuff happens in life, it doesn't shake me as much as it would if I hadn't been a believer, if I hadn't had that faith walk with God. I know where to run to. So my faith
Mhm.
is rooted and grounded in Jesus Christ. And because of that, I can receive healing. And even if that healing doesn't come, I know God is still with me. And I know that even in enduring the process of going through healing, God is teaching me something through my illness. God is teaching me something when he has me in a low place. So I have to remember that as a believer, that healing might not come right away, but the thing that God is trying to download on me, I can take that in on the journey.
ooh,
And so
Mm.
when I get to my healing, I'm able to use what I learned in the process and in the journey to get to my next level. So
woo.
I know that was a lot, but
No, that that is what we are dealing with now.
Yes.
hmm
Now, you spoke of what we're dealing with now as women,
hmm
as us just being who we are, being brown. Like you spoke
Right.
about a lot of what we're dealing with now. Believe it or not, Tanita, Ireland, my viewers, the Lady Melson show is part of my healing as well.
Mm.
Wow.
It's so much to that.
It's
Okay.
awesome.
Because I was a woman that want to keep everything built up inside,
Mm.
So I'm like, hey, why not start a podcast where we could just talk about real discussions, even if it's 30
Right.
minutes, in which it is. Talk
Mm-hmm.
about real discussions because every time I'm on the Lady Melson show and I have the different guests come on, I've learned something from you all. A lot of times we think because we're the host of the podcast or of the show, we're center of attention. No,
Mm,
Mm-mm.
this is for me to fellowship with you, Ireland. This is me to fellowship with Tanita and anyone else who I have come on here because believe it or not, Lady Melson is learning from you all as well. This is us fellowship.
Right.
mm,
That's
Um,
how it's supposed to be, sis.
mm.
That's
it's not
exactly how
always
it's
like
supposed
that.
to be. We're
You
supposed
know
to
what I
learn
mean?
from each other.
You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
always like
That's
sometimes
true.
what is our motive? What is and like you said, what is their faith? When I ask you, is
Mm-hmm.
faith a reliable tool for emotional healing? And you're so right. And I talk about this with my husband as well. People believe in, like you said, the
Hindu, Buddha,
Hindu
Mhm.
witchcrafts,
we.
all. So you really have to really ask yourself, what faith do you really? Who do you?
Yes.
Because
That's right.
certain energies we can't be around. Tanita,
Mm-hmm.
a question for you, sis. How can you tell when someone is struggling with mental health? A lot of times you I can't tell at times. Are you able to tell?
Um, I would say sometimes you will be able to by that person's body language, facial expression, or just how they present themselves. But mostly to be aware of their mental issue, you got to be attentive. You got to be present, or just ask somebody, "How you doing? Are you okay?" It's good to see you. You don't know how that word just saying that it's good to see you would help that person with the mental issue, and just I would say just be present.
Question. Yeah,
And yeah.
I totally agree with that. So, question, and it's crazy because Ireland, you just talked about this. What I'm about to ask you. So, do spiritual practices calm your thoughts and emotions? But you really already answered that question if you think about it. You
Okay.
remember earlier when we
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Spiritual practices, they should be the first and foremost thing that you go to, that you run to calm yourself.
Hmm.
As just in working in mental health for the over 10 years now, I help people develop coping skills, and part of those coping skills is whether or not you have a faith-based belief. Like, do you have something, or some do you have a God that you run to? And I hope that God is God in Jesus Christ. What that is what should calm you. The word of God, being in his face, praying, turning on, and not even turning on words, because sometimes the words of these the music now can be contradicting to what
Hmm.
the word of God says. But when you turn on just some soothing music without words, and you get on your knees or you lay on your face, like me, I lay prostrate. I lay on my stomach, and I lay all the way down, and I get my prayer cloth and I lay it over my head, and I just lay there, and I let God minister to me, and I tell God whatever I'm concerned with, whatever I need, I lay it there, and I turn on my music, and I just lay on the floor. I get as low as I can so that I can give God the most honor. So I feel like in that you have to find practices that work for you. Everything that I do is not going to work for Tanita. Everything that I do to calm myself as a coping skill to stay mentally sane
Right.
is not going to work for you, Aisha. So me, doing my prayer thing, me doing my art, my visual arts, my singing, whatever it may be, that's the thing that I found that helps me stay close to God and helps me stay mentally grounded. That may
Right.
not work for you. So I think that everybody, has to be okay with receiving other people how they are, and being loving, even in spite of somebody may having a mental illness. Because in my opinion, everybody got a little glitch.
I was just
That
about
is,
to say that.
in
That's
my
true.
opinion,
I was
everybody got a
just
glitch.
about, you know what? And this is why this is the Lady Melson show, y'all. Thank y'all. This is
Uh-huh.
we call it the Lady Melson show, where we keep it real.
Hmm.
We all deal with. Now I feel like now they're paying more attention to it. But mental health
Right.
been real, been
Right.
Yeah.
been real.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
The
been
right
real.
thing happened.
all deal with some type of mental health. I don't care what no one say. I'm not scared to go to therapy. I'm not embarrassed. I feel like everyone therapy is real. Therapy
That's
lives
good.
matter. Therapy lives matter.
Everybody needs therapy. I feel like if you're not in therapy, you should get in therapy, because one way or another, you're either everybody's already in something, and if you're not in something, then you're exiting a situation, and then you're starting a new situation. So
Yeah.
we're dealing with multitasking. We got bills coming left and right. You got family members. You got all different things of life that are affecting your mental state.
Yep,
So in
yep.
order to stay sane, you you gotta have somewhere to run to, and we have to understand and be compassionate that everybody's going through something. It's not just you. It's not just you. Hey, my sister over here, she might be smiling, but deep down, deep down, deep down, if you really get to know her and if you really open up and talk to her, you'll find that she's suffering and that she needed a hug
Mm-hmm.
today. Or maybe she needed somebody, like Nita was saying, you need to go say hello to some people, and then be more open to sharing and taking time. People don't take time for people now to let them say what's on their mind, what's on their hearts. Or you just say, hey, how you doing? But you really didn't want to know how they were doing. That's what we're dealing with today. People
It's
need
good
to
that it
stop
works.
and actually think about, hey, how is she really doing? Do I really want to know?
Yep, yep.
So,
And that's why I always say it's an energy thing. Anyone that I might
mhm,
have on this Lady Melson show, they got to be real. They got to be bringing a message,
right.
because you said a lot. I feel like we just, you think how I think. Tanita, you think how Lady Nelson thinks. Ireland thinks how Lady Nelson thinks. But it's not a lot of us left.
Mm,
Hmm.
that's true.
True. That is so true.
It's some more of us, but it's not a lot
Not a
of.
lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when we can just have that space where we can spirits can collide with each. You said a lot. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
you said a lot. Well, we put a smile on our face, take a cute little picture on Facebook or Instagram. I talk about
Right.
that a lot. Y'all know what Lady
Hmm.
Melson could be dealing with right before I took the,
Mm-hmm.
or what
Right.
or what anybody is dealing with. You can't always go to looking at pictures and memories. Oh God, everything is just, they could be going through mental health, but
Right.
why are they taking the picture? Mental health is real.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to build circles. Um, I mean, the relationships. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pausing because I'm thinking about the relationships. We don't build relationships no more. We don't have them circle groups no more.
That's true.
We feel we alone. When we're dealing with mental health, a lot of us feel alone.
Hmm.
Like you
Yep.
said, we're scared to talk about it. No one's building groups. No one's building, hey, let me call Ireland. Let me
Right.
call Tina. I'm having a day. I'm having a day. You know, let me call. We have to start. It's okay. I don't feel like we need to be embarrassed anymore to talk about when we're dealing with different things.
Mm-hmm.
There's always someone going through something worse than us. What do you think, viewers and listeners? I mean, what do y'all think? I mean, a lot of times we feel like we're dealing with things on our own, but a lot of
Hmm.
times we're not. We're not. Like Ireland and Tanita said, we give it to God. Give it to God. You go to
And then
Him.
I want to say,
You build that intimate relationship up with Him. I mean, a lot of
and
times
then,
it's
and
real.
then, sis, I'm gonna say, a lot of times people don't reach out, and God is telling them to. I feel like, a lot of people, they're not like I was telling Nita yesterday, um, I left the house, but God, something told me to give my key to my father-in-law.
Okay.
And we don't listen to our intuition. We don't listen to discernment. We walk in disobedience a lot, and because of that, we miss the mark in showing up for people.
Mm,
And so I think that's a part of what's going on too. Is like people aren't listening to what God is telling them to do. They're not in line, and they're not in place when they're supposed to be. And we're walking in stubbornness, and we just don't want to do what God told us to do. So when God says reach out to your friend, oh, you don't have time. But we're not. I don't feel like people are on assignment like they're supposed to be. And so a lot of people go lacking because we're not doing what we're supposed to do.
I
mm, sure.
agree. I agree. Tanita,
Mm,
question. So I know earlier, when we first started the show, I told you, and I told the audience, I can relate to this discussion because it hits home with me, and it also hits home with my son and others, other young adults. How do y'all feel about the new generation that we have going on for another? How do y'all feel about how these young men and young women are dealing with mental health? It's sad. It's very hurtful. You got the young man killing the girl, or the girl want to commit suicide because now she don't feel like it's really the young adults are being ignored. They're lost.
yes. I would say a lot of the young people that I've seen today, like you said, is lost. And I know me and I talked about this before. We've said that a lot of the teachings that we received when we were their age, they're not being given to these young people today. Because all of our grandmothers and great grandmothers, aunties and great aunties, they're gone. And those teachings are not being given or provided to those young people. So they're pretty much lost and don't know what to do with themselves. And I've also talked about, a lot of young people, they're not content because they don't know how to be content because, like I said, the teachings, the trainings that we have are not being given to them today.
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
It is so
Yeah.
true.
Mhm.
I'm quiet because it's nothing. She said it. She answered it.
Yeah,
It's
there's a gap. There's a
the
huge gap.
Yeah.
totally different. Totally different.
Yep.
Right.
It's totally different.
And then I have young adults. My son, he's
Hmm.
22. My daughter's 20. Ireland, you can relate to Tanita. You
Hmm.
might as well say those your babies too. So
Yeah.
y'all listen. It's real. It's to the point that I have to be like, okay, okay, Father, before I go in the room and say what I want to say to either my son or my daughter, can you help me with the words? Help me with the message,
Hmm.
because now you can't go to the children the way we used to. You know, it makes it dangerous to have
Yeah.
um it makes it dangerous to build these relationships with your young adult kids,
Hmm.
because you have to see how you're delivering the message, then you have to see their mental space, how they
Mhm.
receive it. So now you're like, okay, am I a bad mother because I did this, or am I trying to be their friend or their mother? Which I always tell them, I'm not your friend, I'm your mother. And
Thank you.
I have to remind. And I don't care. We can do a TikTok. I can put on Dance with You to a Cardi B song. I'm still your mother. Okay.
Exactly.
You know,
Me and Ira was talking about that yesterday, and it was like a lot of these younger people keep saying that their parents are their friends. It was like I can't put my mama or my dad or my in-laws and
no.
grandparents in that category because that I think for me it lessens the respect I have for my parents.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, there's a lot of parents today, they get in trouble by trying to be their friend when they just need to be their parent and parent them and tell them the truth. but in a respectable way. But just be stern and tell them the truth, and not be their friend.
Right.
But it's crazy. I will and Tanita. You tell them in some families, in some cases, you tell them the truth, and now they want to do reverse psychology. You're the bad parent now. You're the bad person.
Hmm.
How dare you say that to me? Again, I'm the parent. The people in the world will probably tell you what you want to hear,
Yes.
but
Right.
I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
That might be hurtful. Some things might be hurtful to us, but it's all the way like Tanita said, the delivery of it, how the message goes.
Mm-hmm.
Even
That
when
makes
the
a
young,
difference.
yeah,
Hmm.
we're having our young adults express, and I do feel, and that's why I really miss that show Team Summit because
Oh,
I want to. You remember that show Team Summit?
yeah. Uh-huh.
I miss
Yeah.
the show because it was a platform for them young adults to come on here. They talk about peer pressure. They talked about mental health. They talked about
Hmm.
and drugs, and they had a platform. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot of those left. We go on social media, they got all these other baddies, and or it's not no segments where they can other teens can go on and be on a podcast like us, and that's what the Lady Melson show is about. I got some young adults coming on the show. I'm so excited. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
yeah, because we want to hear how they think. We know how we think.
Hmm.
We older, like Tanita said, we was cut from a different cloth. You
Right.
know, and not saying now, parents around, my age, the middle 40s, not good parents. But again, the parents before me was more, you just look and you already know, okay, let me go sit down. Because I already,
Uh-huh.
That
let,
part.
let me, I want
Right.
to say something, but let me hold it. Because either my teeth
Mm-hmm.
going to be flying out my mouth or I'm going to be flying through a wall. You know,
Right.
That part.
Right.
I hold it.
Right about that.
I'm gonna hold this. Now,
Bite your tongue.
now these kids don't believe in biting tons, none
Mm-mm. That
is,
do that everything fly. That lip.
and that's where it come back to the mental health because I
Yeah.
feel like all that plays a part. People say mental health, they think, oh, so that means something's wrong with you. No, mental health it goes in so many different categories.
Yeah.
And then I think people are dealing with triggers. A lot of
Ooh,
things have happened with people in their past, in their childhood,
Mm.
and and because of that, somebody might not know anything about what's going on with them, but somebody moved left and they move left too quick. It
mhm.
triggers the next person, and it makes them have a flashback of what happened to them when they were a kid.
Yeah,
So, a lot of people don't think about that. I may still have some triggers, some things that may have
all
happened,
you,
and then you
all
don't
do.
realize that you're dealing with that until it comes up again. You think you're healed from certain things, but you don't know whether or not you're healed from it until something out the blue happens. So
Yeah.
it's just all about being loving towards everybody and being compassionate, being patient with people because you just don't know what people are dealing with. But we just gotta operate in love.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's it. People think it's not hard. Just operate in love.
Right.
You hear me, listeners? We just need to operate in love. If we having a bad day, it's okay for us to give ourselves a moment. It's okay. Let's
Mm-hmm.
find something
Hmm.
that feel good. Let's get in tune with ourselves. It's okay to enjoy being with yourself, until you feel you are back to be around others. Okay. But like you said, let's walk in love. Let's walk in love.
Right.
You said a lot. And I just really appreciate y'all coming on this show. I do want you all to come back.
Of
Um,
course.
um, Tell our viewers how they can contact you all, how they can find
You can reach us on um our email is book T and I is book at TANDI at Gmail. Or you can reach us through social media. Our social media is TNI Music at TNI Music on all social media platforms. You can reach us. I don't know if I want to get my phone number out, but uh,
you.
but yeah, you can reach us that way. And our website is www.tnimusic.com. Um, that's it.
And that's how y'all gonna be able to find T and I. And another thing, I will end to my viewers. She is such a talented seamstress, fashion designer. Like I love your creation. Did you make that
Oh,
vest?
thank you. It's a vest that I bought and then I kind of cut up and made something different with it. So yes, I didn't make I didn't do all of this, but the rest of the, yeah, I kind of redid it.
So
I
Tanita,
altered
so Tanita, you hear me? I got first dibs. I'm gonna let her wear it for today.
it.
Let you wear it for today. So I'm
Look,
expecting that.
noted, noted,
I'll
noted.
let you have that one this time.
Can I have that one? Look, sis, can I have that one? I want that one. Look.
You can have that one this time.
Okay, yeah,
Well, thank
y'all
you
go get in
all.
line.
Yeah, I love y'all. Don't be a stranger. You guys are always welcome to come back on the Lady Melson show.
We love you too.
Again, thank you.
Yes,
That really made my day. And I really
Yeah,
appreciate you all. Like I said, love you all. Please come back.
we
Okay?
love
you
you too. Thank you for
too.
having
Love you
us.
Love
too.
all of y'all.
All right,
Until next time.
bye.
Bye. I just love them. I love their spirit. Guys, how did y'all feel about that? Mental health is real. And I'm glad we was able just to talk a little bit about it. Um, I was just so excited just to have T and I on here. They always bring good energy, good spiritual food, spiritual healing. So it was good to just fellowship with my sisters. Until next time, Lady Melson is